Yo, what's up guys, it's Scuba. So this is the deck list I'm running with right now with the new Ogdoadic cards. Formerly ABHYSS, and the TCG came in and just destroyed that beautiful name for the archetype, and it is now Ogdoadic. Thank you TCG, very cool. But yeah, I mixed it with Spriggans. Any fan of the channel knows that I love me some Spriggans cards. But yeah, this deck is super good. I did a list on Time Thief Spriggans, which was way more of a rank 4 spam focused deck. This is like a rank 8 variant of that. The Ogdoadic cards basically give you a bunch of lines of play into rank 8s, and also the new Supreme King, or the Supreme Arch Serpent Golgonda, gives you some lines of play into that as well, which should be over here. Okay, so going down the deck list, we're running 1 Queen, 1 King, 1 Curse, 1 Aleth. Is that right? Aleret. Oh, they changed his name. These are your big rank 8s that you're going to get out on board. These guys are super easy to get in grave, but basically, Queen has a Queen and King have disruption play or disruption effects on your opponent's turn. King is super good. He basically has like a Dark Law effect. Anytime they add a card, they discard a random card from their hand, and also you can add a reptile monster from your deck if your opponent's monster is sent to the graveyard by card effect. The Queen's effects is basically if a opponent's monster is sent from your opponent's hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon a reptile, darker light reptile from grave. Yeah, and they both take 2 tributes to bring out. You can tribute from grave. Like, these guys can be in your grave and you can tribute stuff on your field. So they're super easy to get out. You're usually not using these too much as ways to get into your rank 8s. They're usually supplementary to your rank 8s. But yeah, they're super good, and you can also get them from Lily, which we'll talk about in a second. So these two guys are awesome. They're the main facilitators of all of your rank 8 plays. So light, you contribute 1 monster, special summon that card, or special summon this card from your graveyard. Dark also has that effect, but when you summon light, you get to special summon 1 of the smaller snakes from your grave. So either Nunu or Naya. Then with Dark, when you special summon him, you can take 2 names, or 2 banish monsters, and put them back into the graveyard, which is great to set up Lily. So yeah, these are your main rank 8 extenders, I suppose. They're super good. So Nunu is awesome. You can activate it from hand, send it to put a dark reptile from deck. Main target is usually your Aleret, but sometimes you can send Naya as well. You can also, when there is either another Ogdoadic card or no monsters on field, you can special summon this straight from the grave. So this is your main play starter. He's awesome. Naya, you can send this and send a light reptile monster from grave. Main target, of course, is your Curse. You can also send Nunu, or I guess King or Queen, King in this case. Yeah, this one is super good. The main effect that it has is when it's special summoned or normal summoned, you can add 1 Ogdoadic spell or trap from your deck to your hand, and the only target we're running is Lily, so that is what you're going to be grabbing. And Lily reads, when you can send 1 reptile to the grave, so it's a foolish burial, And if you have 5 or more reptiles with different names, you can special summon 1 reptile monster from your graveyard. This is the main way you're going to want to go into king or queen, most of the time king. The Dark Law effect is super good, and you get to add back materials. Not as good as a special summon, but it's pretty good. And then, of course, the main buyout card everyone has been talking about, the Snake Rain. So discard 1 card, send 4 reptile monsters from your deck to the graveyard. This card is crazy. It is not once per turn. Resolving this card twice is a little bit overkill anyways, but yeah, this is awesome. One of the a great part about this card is it actually can unbrick hands. So if you open up any of your big Ogdoadic cards, you can actually discard them and put them in the grave where they need to be, and then you can actually, instead of going the main line of play, which is sending 1 light, 1 dark, 1 Nunu, and 1 Naya, you already will have a darker light in grave. You can already have 1 darker light in grave if that's what you're off your discard, and then you can grab an Arch Serpent instead. That is another way to get a rank 8 on board super easily. So yeah, this card is awesome. It does everything for this deck that you want it to do. It sets up your grave like no one, and it's essentially a free rank 8 because the Ogdoadic combo, when you send Dark Light, Nunu, and Naya. Okay, for the Spriggans package, running 1 Sargus, 2 Branga, 1 Rocky, 3 Brothers, 1 Pedor, 2 Arch Serpents, and 3 Spriggans Watch, Booty, 3 Golgonda. So all of the Spriggans names here, basically what they can do, they all have the shared effect that they can add either from hand or graveyard onto one of your Spriggans Xyz monsters. So that's super good for recurring abilities every turn after turn, and also can make your guys a bit bigger if you want to go into Zeus. That play doesn't come up too often, but it's there nonetheless. So Sargus's effect is he boosts up your Xyz guys when he is attached to them, and also when he's on field, you can, on your opponent's turn, you can discard, or you can send 1 material from an Xyz monster and pop one of your monster's card, or your opponent's cards. Wait, is that monsters? One of their face-up cards. So yeah, not just monsters. So Sargus, super good. He's another guy that you go into to extend rank 8 plays as well, or just to add disruption. Banger and Grave, you can send a Spriggan's name from Grave and itself to the banish zone to search any Spriggan's name, including the spells. So you can't get Golgonda with it, but it doesn't matter because you can get Booty instead. Yeah, super good. Rocky just adds on normal summon or special summon. It just adds a Spriggan's name from graveyard to hand. Brothers, when sent to graveyard, special summons Spriggan's name from grave. Pedor, contribute itself to special summon a Spriggan's name from grave. So yeah, Spriggan, pretty standard Spriggan's package, all things considered. And then the new guy, Supreme Arch Serpent Golgonda. So it's not technically a Spriggan's card, but it's a Spriggan's card because it uses Golgonda. So basically, if you have it in your field or your graveyard, and you have Gold Sea Golgonda, you can special summon it. So you can kind of see the synergy here. You can send it with Lily, you can send it with Snake Rain, and it's in your graveyard if you have Golgonda out in the field, which we have 10 ways of getting to Golgonda. Supreme King can just special summon itself. It's rank 8, 300 attack beater. It's awesome. I was originally running one Ogdoadic ABYSS, the super big board wipe one that costs like 3 tributes to do, but I cut him and just to run 2 of these, even though he's searchable, because opening this card is not that bad, especially like if you have a way to get into Golgonda. It's super good. yeah, so this card is kind of the bridge between the two the two packages, right? Then we got Spriggans Watch. Spriggans Watch is of course busted. That's the reason I started playing Spriggans in the first place, really. It is a terraforming, so it can grab Gold Sea Golgonda. If you don't have Golgonda, or if you already have Golgonda on field, then it basically turns into a Rhoda and a Foolish Burial. So you can grab one Spriggan's name and you can send one Spriggan's name to grave. Super, super busted. I love this card so much. Spriggan's Booty. This is just another way to get in Golgonda faster. So you are basically... so it's a continuous spell. You can send it from your field, face up on your field, to activate a Golgonda straight from deck. If you already have a Golgonda, then it basically gives you the second effect of Golgonda. Whenever a Xyz monster is left sent from the field, you can target one monster on your opponent's field and stop it from attacking that battle phase for the rest of the turn. So yeah, super, super good. Yeah, and you'll be getting that off of Golgonda as well, so you can just completely turn off two of your opponent's monsters. Yeah, really great. And then the heart and soul of the deck, Gold Sea Golgonda. Well, I guess the heart and soul of any Spriggans deck. This thing basically allows you to cheat out your Xyz monsters, your Spriggans Xyz monsters. You're usually going to want to go into Merrymaker, but yeah, you send one Spriggan, and then you special summon a Spriggans Xyz monster from grave. It has no material, but they all have effects to get put back on material as material, so that's not too bad. And then, of course, the when Xyz monster is sent effect to turn off opponent's cards from battling. So yeah, amazing. Running another way to get into Golgonda, terraforming, self-explanatory. Running Monster Reborn. Usually we're either going into King or Queen with this, or it's just a way to extend rank 8s. You will have level 8 monsters in grave. Or I guess you can go back into Xyz if something goes wrong. But and then I got 3 flex spots for hand traps. I'm running Ash Blossom. I just think it's the most generic. I think it's fine. Yeah, let's get into the extra monsters. So I'm running 1 Splind, the Iron Dash Dragon. This is basically just to send from Merrymaker, so you can get a search when you use Merrymaker's effect at the end of the turn. That's all it's here for. You can't actually bring it out with this deck. Zeus. We have big Xyz monsters everywhere, so run Zeus, especially with Spriggans. It's super, super easy if you go into Merrymaker or even Explorer if you don't want to blow up their field. Just attach everything from your hand in your graveyard, poke into something, and then bring out Zeus and just explode their board with like 2 more activations left to go. Yeah, it's amazing. Hope Harbinger. I think this is probably the best generic rank 8. Dingirsu. It's non-targeting removal that does not destroy. This has come in handy so much. Please run this card for yeah, this is just mandatory. Number 68. So in theory this is a good card, but I'd never bring it out because I usually go into one of these 2 things. Oh, I completely skipped over Dragalubion. Yeah, so I'm running Dragalubion, number 97, and number 100 Numeron Dragon. So basically you just make Dragalubion, make Numeron Dragon, and OTK. Hopefully you have another rank 8 on board. Usually a good line of play is to go into Dingirsu and then extend into a Dragalubion, so you can get rid of a threat with Dingirsu and then open up the board wide open for a Numeron Dragon to just I think he's like 13,000 attack at that point. 17,000 attack at that point. So yeah, super crazy. Running 2 Explorer. This is your main Spriggans boss monster, I suppose. You are usually not using Golgonda to get this. You're usually just rank 8ing into it. I guess if there's a bunch of threats on your opponent's board and you have a lot of Spriggans plays, you can go into it and attach a bunch of stuff, blow up their board, and poke for damage. But usually you're going to want to go into Merrymaker. So yeah, this effect it has the Spriggans Xyz effect that it can send itself to the banish zone on a quick effect. And that will proc your Golgonda and your booty from turning off your opponent's card, and it's also just like super slippery. Hard to remove this card when you can just like keep banishing it. Leaves yourself wide open, but I think it's a super cool mechanic. And it also has the effect that you can load up all your Spriggans monsters, and it's a very strange ruling. So you target a zone, and then the adjacent zone. So like say if Arch Serpent right here is a zone, I can destroy any of these monsters, depending on how many material it has. So if I have 3 Spriggans, I send 3 Spriggans, and say there's 3 monsters right here, I select this zone and then destroy these 3 monsters. This does not target because it targets a zone. That is the strange ruling about this. Yeah, this card is absolutely bonkers. King of the Feral Imps. You can go into this with any of your Spriggans names. This is kind of like a backup play if you like have a Nunu and you can send something from Nunu, special summon Nunu, and then hard summon one of your Spriggans level 4s. Go into this and grab your Naya. That's usually the line of play that you're going to want to take with King of the Feral Imps. This is kind of like a backup. But yeah, I mean, you're running a lot of rank 4s or level 4s, so might as well run him. Might even be worth running too, but I don't think so. Spriggans Merrymaker. This one you're usually going to be running with, or you're going to be using as your Golgonda target. So what it does is it basically sends 1 Spriggans. It has the same effect that it can leave the field, but you have to detach a material to leave the field. That's super important. And also you can, if you have 2 materials, when you use its quick effect banish itself effect, you can send a fusion monster that lists Fallen of Albaz. That is the Sprind. And Sprind just gives you a surge off of that. So its other effect is on summon. You can send any Spriggan's name to the grave. Main target is brothers, of course. You're going to want to send brothers and bring back one of your rank 8 or your level 8s. Yeah. So other stuff that I'm running is Nightmare Unicorn, Phoenix, and IP Masquerena. I'm not sold on any of these spots. I rarely use them anyways. I guess I Time Thief because Time Thief's, and I'm a Time Thief stan. Never resolved this card in the deck because you're so focused on all of your rank 8 lines of play. But yeah, back to the links. I don't think I have to explain Nightmare or Phoenix. You get to spin a card, you get to draw a card, or pop a back row. And they also discard, so you put more names in grave, which this deck loves. IP Masquerena, you can make your unicorn unfuckwithable, I guess, and also get a spin on their turn. But I never went into these. Like I said, you're going to be focusing on all of your rank 8 stuff. Yeah, so I guess I can go in my side deck a little bit. I'm running pretty basic stuff. Well, I guess not running 1 a day at peace. Sorry, Don Juan. But Nibiru, Lancia, Ghost Bell, Gamma, the Brick, and then Cosmic Cyclone. Yeah, super simple. Run whatever you want. This is all medical shit anyways. So yeah, that is the list. Let's get into some basic combos. So the first one I wanted to go over is the Snake Rain combo. So you always have access to this play as long as you have a card to discard, and you basically go into a free rank 8. That's kind of what you're going for here. So send Snake Rain, and the 4 targets that you're going to want to get is Dark, Light, Naya, and Nunu. You could send Arch Serpent there, depending on if you have Golconda out, but most of the time you're going to want to go with something along these lines. You're always going to want to have Dark and Light in your grave. Also, Naya is the starter for this case, so, or Nunu is. So we're going to bring back Nunu from its own effect. We're going to go into Light Curse. We're going to go Curse activates, brings back Naya. Naya's effect will get us Lily. We won't get the special summon effect here, but this is what's it called? A Foolish Burial for snakes. So I'm going to go into Dark. Dark's effect to send back Naya and Nunu. This is where the recursion comes in, guys. And then we have a lot of options here. So if you have Spriggans names, then you can go into Explorer, start blowing up your opponent's board. You can have non-targeting removal. You can have a spell negate and battle protection. Or if it's second turn, you can just go for game, right? So in this case, I'll just go Hope Harbinger, the safe one. Okay, so this is going to be another line of play that kind of shows off more of the synergies on the deck. Basically, you're going to want your Nunu, a way to get Golconda, and a rank or a level 8 Spriggans name. So we're going to go for terraforming here. Grab your Golconda. Activate Nunu's effect. Actually, we'll do this line of play first because Nunu, if you do this out of order, Nunu will lock you into only reptiles, which is terrible for this. So we're going to send Dark, Nunu's effect. We're going to summon Dark with his effect. Activate Golconda at this point, and send Sargus. Make Merrymaker. Merrymaker will send Brothers. Brothers will special summon Merrymaker. And then you can go into any of your rank 8s, right? All right, yeah, so those are a couple combos that I wanted to go over. I think it's just better if I just show you some replays, show you what this deck can actually do. So let's get right into that right now. Okay, so first up we got that speed Synchron turbo deck. So we opened up pretty strong with Disruption and Gold. We got Ogdoadic plays and Spriggans plays. So yeah, they're going to set up a pretty nasty board with 2 negates and some big bodies. So what we're going to do is we're going to bait out the Synchro Wings or the Synchro Dragon with Naya's effect to send itself, but having it engrave by itself is fine since we have Lily. And then I believe we start going into Spriggans plays after this. Yep. So we send Arch Serpent, and then we're going to grab ourselves an Explorer. We're going to run over this so it can't negate. And now we're going to basically blow up the Synchro Dragon. Then make... This may have been a misplay, but I figured it was fine since all they had was a single synchro, or a single tuner on board and nothing in hand. So I wanted to go into King off of the normal summon to basically stop them from getting resources. Remember, his effect is kind of like the Dark Law. Wherever they add something, you get to discard one random card. So yeah, they pulled a 1-for-1, and we're just going to attack over that because we drawed our Ash. They're going to go into tuning. We're going to Ash that. And that Ash didn't matter anyways, because if they would have sent, or whatever they would have got, we would have discarded anyways. So now we got our Golgonda, we got our Merrymaker out, so we can start loading up stuff, going to Dragalubion for game. So, same guy, running the same deck, but he's making us go first this time. So we're going to go into our Golgonda plays. I don't know why, they just effect Veilered here. They also effect Veiler here, and but he's a vanilla anyways. We're going to go into this, let me go back a little bit. Yeah, so we're going to go into our Spriggans Watch and grab ourselves a Pedor and send a Branga. We're basically all set up now. We do have the curse in hand, which is not optimal, but yeah, at least we can have something to go into. Merrymaker, bring back Sargus, I'm guessing. Yep, and I'm gonna go into Hope Harbinger and load up our Merrymaker. We're going to negate this, add it. They're going to go into tuning, and the synchro plays start. They're going to go into Junk Speeder and bring a whole bunch of stuff on field. They're making Crystal, or Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. We just sent our Merrymaker off of our own effect. Since it had 2 engraved, we get the Sprint, so that we'll have a search at the end of the turn. They're going to go into Satellite Warrior and go in for a ton of damage with Satellite Warrior and Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Alright, so we're going to get back our Merrymaker. This is a resolution, so they cannot negate this. And we're going to get a brother from Sprint. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been saying that this is a search. You can bring back something from the graveyard, or you can special summon it. Wait, is this deck or graveyard? Guys, I should read my cards sometimes. Either way, we get a special summon of brothers. We just opened up Snake Rain, which I believe just saved this game, right? So believe we're going to go into a whole bunch of stuff to try to get this Synchro Dragon to proc its negate. There it is. So at this point, we have the full clearance to go into the Snake Rain and bring back a whole bunch of stuff. I'm pretty sure we brought, yeah, we sent the curse from hand as the discard. So let's see what I sent. I sent a King. I sent Naya and Nunu, and we have Dark and Grave as well. And then we sent Golgonda as well. So they get to bring back this, but it's stuff is negated, and it doesn't really matter because we're going for game this term anyways. We get the Naya and the Lily. We're going to use... oh, man. Let's go back a second. We're going to use Nunu's effect to bring itself out, and then go into King. And then we're going to get rid of Merrymaker to go into the Dark. Dark is going to put stuff back in grave, and now we're going to make Dingirsu to get rid of Synchro, just in case our line of play isn't great. I don't know. I guess this could be a battle fader. But yeah. Wanted to get rid of that Synchro Dragon. Then we're just going to go to Dragalubian and go for a ton of damage over top of 45k body. Still OTKs with 17,000 attack. All right, so we opened up Snake Rain. So let's see. Let's go back and see exactly what I sent, because I did have the Nunu in hand. So we discarded our Branga, and then we got a King, Queen, Light, and Naya, because our Nunu is going to go in grave, and then we're also going to pitch Dark. So, yep, we're going to bring back Nunu. Standard line of play. We're going to go for Light, bring back Naya. They're going to drill on Lockbird, but we are not going to be adding anything else this turn, so that is fine. I'm going to go into King here, and why I went into King for this is because we had a ton of stuff in grave. We had all 5 names essentially that we needed, so we can basically we can Monster Reborn the Queen. So we have 3 disruptions. They're going to Dark Ruler no more, which is pretty unfortunate. I don't really know Ignister all that well, so I can't really commentate too well on what they're doing, but they're going into some big Link 3, spamming a whole bunch of stuff, and wiping board. So this is where we get the recursion, right? So as long as you have Naya or Nunu in grave, you basically have the same line of play every turn, which is awesome. They get pluses off of it, which is not great, but we can basically just go into Dragalubian and go 13k over their monster for game. Again, we opened up Snake Rain here, the same person, so they're going first. They draw a Lightning Storm, unfortunate. And they end on a Link 3. So we're going to do our Naya play, then we're going to go Snake Rain, bring back Naya, go with the standard line of play where you're bringing back Curse, and then you're bringing back Naya, get Dark. Dark, put stuff back in grave for next turn. Then we're going to make Merrymaker, bring back Sargus. Then we have an Arch Serpent in grave as well. So we're just going to blow up their board. They're going to delete our Golgonda, or our Explorer, which is fine because we have game with Dragalubian anyways, or Numeron Dragon rather. Okay, so final thoughts on this deck. So I, for one, love this deck right now. It's super fun. It's a little bricky, but if you open up Snake Rain, it's nuts. You can bring out big dragon, swing for tons of damage, and who doesn't love doing that? Is it super competitive? Probably not. Little too inconsistent for that, but it is a ton of fun, and I have been having a ton of fun with it. One problem that I see with it is the Ogdoadic cards are a bit too fair. So if we look at Curse, your opponent can special summon a monster from the graveyard when it has its special summon card, special summon effect. Also, dark can your opponent can add a monster from their grave to their hand when this is special summon. So they're plussing off these, which is not good. Not good at all. And the other thing is it's very reliant on Golgonda. So if you don't open up Golgonda, you basically have no Spriggans plays. And if you open up a ton of Spriggans names and no Golgonda, then those are all just basically bricks. And basically all you can do is go into Feral Imp and search for more Ogdoadic plays. Either Naya or Nunu. That's basically it. I'm not sold on the extra deck quite yet. Anybody that's been watching my videos knows that I struggle with building up extra decks that are super optimal. But I think it's fine for right now. I think all of the links as is are basically just flex spots. But yeah, some things I might want to change in the future is running less brothers and more Sargus. Seems like when you open Sargus and bringing him on the field, also just having more level 8s to open up into and try to pitch with Golgonda so you can Merrymaker them back onto field. Yeah, that might be the only change I really make, but yeah, it's a ton of fun. I highly recommend you guys check this out. The lines of play are a little long and a little confusing and very hand dependent, but once you mess around with it for a little while, I think you'll get it. So yeah, those are kind of my closing thoughts, and like always, like, comment, subscribe, comment any critiques that you have to the deck. Tell me I'm an idiot, tell me I'm a genius, I don't care. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces.